What if the most powerful technology you'll ever encounter isn't made of metal or code, but is already inside your brain? Tucked deep in the center of your head, between the two hemispheres of the brain, sits a tiny structure, no bigger than a grain of rice. Yet for thousands of years, it's been revered as the seat of the soul, the gateway to higher perception, the antenna to other realms. It's called the pineal gland, and chances are, no one ever told you what it's truly capable of. Mainstream science says it regulates melatonin and sleep. That's not false, but it's far from the whole story. Why do ancient cultures, from Egypt to India, depict it as a glowing eye? Why does the Vatican feature a massive pinecone statue at its heart, the same symbol linked to the pineal gland for centuries? Coincidence, or hidden reverence? Inside the pineal gland are tiny crystals, biogenic calcite. Recent research suggests these crystals may be piezoelectric, meaning they react to electromagnetic frequencies, like an internal antenna. What happens when those frequencies align with thought, intention, belief? What if dreams, visions, even moments of sudden knowing weren't imagination, but reception? And if that's the case, what else have we forgotten or been taught to ignore? If you've ever felt like there's more to your mind than you were told, stay close. We're about to uncover why this forgotten structure may be the key to unlocking hidden dimensions within yourself. Across time and continents, one symbol keeps reappearing: the all-seeing eye. In ancient Egypt, it was the Eye of Horus, a symbol of protection, wisdom, and divine perception. But look closer at its design and compare it to a sagittal cut of the human brain. The resemblance to the pineal gland and its surrounding structures isn't just striking, it's exact. In Hinduism, it's called the Ajna chakra, the third eye. Positioned at the center of the forehead, it's said to govern insight, intuition, and higher consciousness. And modern anatomical diagrams place the pineal gland in that precise, energetic location. The Greeks weren't silent either. Plato called it the seat of the soul. He believed true knowledge didn't come from the senses, but from an inner vision, accessed through a hidden organ. What did they know that we've lost? Even the Catholic Church, a bastion of Western religious tradition, has kept the symbol alive. The pinecone courtyard in the Vatican, dominated by a massive bronze pinecone, has puzzled visitors for centuries. But the pinecone isn't random. It's an ancient metaphor for the pineal, a spiraled gateway, a seed of perception. Why do so many powerful institutions seem obsessed with this gland, yet never teach its significance publicly? It's almost as if they don't want you to realize what's truly inside of you. And if you've made it this far, it's probably because something deep within you already knows. You've sensed it, felt it, that the world isn't just physical, and neither are you. And if this aligns with something you've always felt but never said out loud, drop it in the comments. Your voice might echo exactly what someone else needs to hear. Science says the pineal gland regulates circadian rhythms by releasing melatonin, a hormone tied to sleep. But what if sleep isn't just rest? What if it's access? Access to other states of being, inner dimensions, and a frequency where your consciousness detaches from the body. Many who've experienced lucid dreams, astral projections, or near-death episodes describe one common feature: a sudden surge of clarity, a sensation of leaving, traveling, observing, without physical form. Could the pineal gland be the bridge? The gland is isolated from the blood-brain barrier, one of the few structures in the brain that is. Why would evolution protect this tiny gland so fiercely, unless it served a function beyond basic biology? Inside the pineal are microcrystals, and they've been shown to exhibit piezoelectric properties. That means they can convert mechanical pressure into electrical signals, and more importantly, they may detect and respond to electromagnetic fields. Let that sink in. You carry within your brain a structure that may be tuned, literally, to frequencies beyond physical light. Ancient yogis spoke of inner light seen during deep meditation. Mystics referenced the light behind the eyes as the beginning of awakening. Modern EEG scans show bursts of gamma activity in meditators accessing altered states. These are not coincidences. These are clues. And maybe, just maybe, you felt this before. That moment of stillness when everything sharpens, when the world feels unreal but somehow more true. Have you ever experienced something like that? If so, don't scroll past. Share it below. You'd be surprised how many stay silent about what they've seen until someone else goes first. If the pineal gland truly holds the key to perception beyond the physical, then why is it dormant in most people? Why do so few ever glimpse the inner light, feel the vibration, or access the clarity that ancient texts spoke of? One word: calcification. Over time, the pineal gland becomes encrusted, literally hardened, by calcium deposits. This buildup diminishes its function, numbs its sensitivity, and disconnects it from its more subtle roles. And here's where it gets suspicious. Studies have linked pineal calcification to high levels of fluoride, a common additive in drinking water, toothpaste, and even food processing. Fluoride crosses the blood-brain barrier, and once inside, it bonds with calcium, forming a crust around the pineal. Mainstream science shrugs this off. They say the gland still regulates sleep just fine. But remember, sleep was never the real secret. What if fluoride wasn't just about teeth? What if it's been subtly suppressing the human antenna for generations? Because a society disconnected from its inner compass is easier to direct from the outside. Think about it. Why is the third eye, the pineal, the most symbolically revered structure in ancient cultures, yet never mentioned in public education? Why does no one teach you how to activate it, but everyone teaches you how to suppress it? Maybe they don't need to silence you if they can make you forget where to listen. And if that realization stirred anything inside you, don't let it sit in silence. Even one sentence in the comments can become someone else's first awakening. So how do you wake the eye that never sleeps? It begins with unblocking. Decalcifying the pineal gland is not mystical, it's biochemical. First, reduce fluoride, filtered water, natural toothpaste, avoiding processed foods laced with synthetic compounds. Next, detoxification. Natural chelators like iodine, boron, turmeric, and raw cacao have shown potential to remove calcium buildup. Sunlight, too, especially the early morning light, stimulates the pineal's natural rhythm and melatonin cycle. But physical cleansing is only the first gate. Because the pineal isn't just a gland, it's an interface between mind and field. That means what you consume mentally matters just as much as what you consume physically. Noise, fear-based media, repetitive thought loops, all of these dull your inner vision. Stillness sharpens it. Ancient traditions weren't wrong when they emphasized silence, breathwork, and focused inner gaze. Meditation isn't about escaping reality. It's about tuning your instrument to perceive layers of it you've been trained to ignore. Some techniques speak directly to the pineal. Alternate nostril breathing, nadi shodhana, visualizing light at the center of your brain. Binaural beats around 432 Hz or 936 Hz. Extended darkness retreats, where melatonin surges and inner light emerges. But no technique works without intention. And intention is a signal. The more coherent, the louder it rings across realms. Have you ever had a moment of inexplicable clarity after meditating, or even just being silent? Maybe that wasn't imagination. Maybe it was reception. If that resonates, let someone else know. The comments are more than conversation. They're confirmation. What if your pineal gland isn't just a tool for inner awareness, but an antenna designed for two-way communication? In deep meditative states, mystics report not just visions, but transmissions, knowledge that appears fully formed, symbols, languages they've never learned, truths that feel older than memory. Where does that come from? Quantum biology suggests that consciousness might not be localized in the brain. Instead, the brain, and especially the pineal, may be a receiver, a tuning fork, and the signal it receives depends on your frequency. This is why emotions like gratitude, awe, and deep stillness matter. They elevate your internal frequency, which alters what you attract, perceive, and connect to. What's wild is this isn't just esoteric. Dr. Rick Strassman's DMT studies at the University of New Mexico proposed that the pineal may naturally produce dimethyltryptamine, a compound known for unlocking expansive states of awareness. He called it the spirit molecule, not because of belief, but because of the consistency of experience across subjects. They reported contact, light, entities, dimensions, and it all centered in the brain, around the pineal. If that's true, what else might the gland be capable of? What are we designed to remember, but trained to forget? And in a world obsessed with screens and speed, what happens when someone slows down enough to listen within? Maybe that person is you. If you've ever felt like you've downloaded something, an insight, a message, a moment of clarity that felt not yours, drop a line in the comments, not to explain it, just to affirm it. Sometimes the act of naming is enough to make it real. Throughout history, knowledge of the pineal gland and its true potential has never been mainstream. It's always belonged to the hidden, the esoteric, the guarded. Mystery schools in Egypt, initiates in the Eleusinian rites of Greece, Sufi mystics, Kabbalistic teachings, even the early Gnostics. All of them spoke, in different words, about an inner eye, a gate to the divine within. But something changed. As organized religion rose, the power to access the divine became externalized, confined to buildings, rituals, and authorities. The inner experience, direct knowing, became a threat, because you can't control someone who can think beyond what they're told. You can't contain a mind that knows how to see without eyes. Suppression wasn't just physical, it was cultural. Dogma replaced intuition. Obedience replaced exploration. Fear of heresy silenced personal truth. And in modern times, distraction did the rest. We scroll, consume, repeat. Eyes open, mind closed. All while the greatest technology we'll ever possess, the pineal gland, remains dormant. But what happens when people start remembering? When they begin to feel something stir behind the forehead? When silence no longer feels empty, but full? There's a reason content like this is rarely shown. And if you're still watching, you're already on the edge of something. So if this stirred anything within you, you know what to do. Like it, share it, or just comment one word: awake. Let others know they're not alone in remembering. If you've stayed with this journey until now, it means something ancient inside you is waking up. The pineal gland was never meant to be a mystery. It was meant to be a mirror, reflecting what you truly are beyond flesh, beyond time, beyond illusion. You are not just a body navigating a world. You are awareness navigating experience. And in the quiet, when you truly listen, the pineal becomes your compass, not pointing north, but inward. A fully awakened pineal isn't about magic tricks or seeing auras. It's about clarity. It's about seeing through the noise, the lies, the programming, and recognizing truth by feel, not logic. And when more people do this, when more of us begin to hear that subtle frequency again, something shifts, not just within us, but around us. The world doesn't change because we fight it. It changes because we outgrow it. So here's your call. Not loud, not forceful, just a gentle reminder from one seeker to another. Protect your stillness, guard your clarity, and above all, never forget the light that lives in the dark center of your mind. And if this spoke to you, leave a trace for someone else to find. Even a silent like, a shared link, or a one-word comment. It echoes further than you know. Your awakening is never just yours. It ripples. Let it ripple.